Good evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Ryan Bechu.
I am Jassi Marik with sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampersad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. 6 dead in Jamaica, thousands left reeling after Hurricane Melissa. With major losses reported, Trinidad and Tobago pledges full support.
Trade Minister expects no CARICOM fallout after Prime Minister's unreliable partner remark.
Venezuelans march against Kamla Persad-Bissessar as TNT government and opposition clash over diplomatic fallout.
Coming up in sport, Jamaica's reggae girls prevail against TNT despite heavy hearts and minds over the passage of Hurricane Melissa.
Melissa is now on her way to the Bahamas. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
With 6 confirmed deaths, Jamaicans are describing the passage of Hurricane Melissa as nothing short of a nightmare, with one local recounting terrifying moments as strong winds and rising floodwaters tore through his community.
Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness says all energy will now be devoted to a strong recovery. In response to the unfolding humanitarian situation, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander said the Prime Minister has directed that all necessary assistance be provided to the island.
Jesse Roundale has the details.
As Hurricane Melissa moves into the Atlantic and begins to weaken, residents of Jamaica are struggling to comprehend the extent of the death and destruction she has caused. For Jamaican national Leon Crooks, the passage of Hurricane Melissa will forever be etched in his memory, a period of terror, chaos, and survival.
It's like a nightmare experience. The windows and the doors, it doesn't matter if you have battened them up or what, any little space that water will come in.
Speaking with CNC3 News from his storm-ravaged community in the central parish of Manchester, Crooks struggled to find words to describe the ordeal that unfolded as the Category 5 hurricane roared through Jamaica with lashing rains and ferocious winds.
Over the media, we heard about 3 deaths. Talk about devastation. You're talking about Black River. You're talking about the west side of the island, Montego Bay, the airport, Cornwall Regional Hospital, Santa Cruz, the Black River Police Hospital, the Black River Hospital. It's just devastation.
As fear gripped households, he and his family huddled in prayer.
I'm still grateful for life. My family, even though we have not heard from a few of our family members in Montego Bay and St. Elizabeth, we're going to check on them. I heard the minister said that those who was not affected, if we can go and help the western side of the island.
Willing and ready to lend a helping hand is the president of the UE Mona Trinidad and Tobago Student Association. Brianna Bethel says with the worst behind them, students from TNT are rallying behind affected people.
If I can, I would actually love to help. And I saw a couple of people asking for if they had the volunteer forms.
Across Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa left a trail of devastation, flattened and submerged homes, downed power lines and entire communities cut off by floodwaters. Rescue and recovery operations are now underway with regional partners mobilizing to assist. Here at home, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander confirms that Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has instructed officials to extend immediate support.
She says whatever our Caribbean neighbors need and we can provide, we will provide it.
He says the first shipment of aid items is expected to depart for Jamaica tomorrow and that members of the Defence Force are standing by. Meanwhile, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sober says government was also assessing a needs list to provide priority assistance. Jesse Ramdale, CNC3 News.
The true scale of the devastation is now coming into focus after Melissa's landfall in Jamaica yesterday.
Satellite images of the hurricane and videos of the relentless winds were shared widely online. But what exactly made this storm historic?
Jean-Marc Rampersad has more.
That's what a wind gust sounded like in the eye wall of Category 5 Hurricane Melissa as it passed over Black River, Jamaica. While the eye itself passed over New Hope yesterday, giving them a short break from the terrifying conditions, just 14 kilometers away in Black River, there was absolute destruction. Maximum sustained winds of 295 kilometers per hour devastated the parishes of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. 77% of Jamaica was left without power today, and there have been minimal disruptions in the water supply. There are also currently 25,000 citizens in shelters across the country, according to Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie. Today, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness toured the damage in St. Elizabeth, speaking with residents as they told their heartbreaking stories. He indicated that they are acting quickly to assess the damage and bring relief. But while most were seeking shelter during the storm, those at the Jamaican Meteorological Service were also hard at work.
Not many people think too much about the welfare of these people who are working so hard behind the scenes to ensure that some of these things get done. Quite often we really do have to leave our families behind.
Now, Jamaica has a rich cyclone history with Gilbert in 1988 and Charlie in 1951, but Melissa was a very unique and historic hurricane in terms of intensity, movement and impacts, something the people of Jamaica have never seen before.
Since then, we've had some Category 4 hurricanes that have moved very close to the island, the center of the system, however, remaining off the coastline. And so we really never had a landfall of this magnitude. This system was moving so slowly, inching its way along. It's not usual either for us to have these hurricanes move from south to north over our western parishes. The eastern parishes are more accustomed to being hit or directly impacted by these hurricanes that move close to us.
Melissa was the third Category 5 hurricane of the season, impacting the majority of the Greater Antilles, and preparations are now underway in the Bahamas and Bermuda as Melissa makes her way northeast, currently as a Category 2 hurricane.
Well, the Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism is tonight downplaying concerns about possible fallout within CARICOM after Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar described the regional bloc as an unreliable partner. Earlier this week, the Prime Minister accused CARICOM of siding with Venezuela over Trinidad and Tobago. And just yesterday, she revealed that her government plans to realign this country's foreign policy, stopping short of suggesting any withdrawal from the bloc. But making his way into the Senate today, Minister Satyakama Maharaj said he does not expect the Prime Minister's comments to cause any major diplomatic rift.
I don't see any problem. We have a long history together, right?
But the Prime Minister said that she may be looking to adjust our foreign policy. She said that CARICOM is a non-reliable partner, and that perhaps could have some consequence, don't you think?
That's a question for the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
When asked if any CARICOM leader reached out since her comments, the Prime Minister previously stated that she maintains good relations with TNT's regional neighbours.
Meanwhile, economist and independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz says while CARICOM remains a work in progress, it continues to serve as a vital anchor for regional integration and collective response in times of crisis.
I think there is still some time for CARICOM to realize its original objectives, but more importantly, at a time like this, given what has happened to one of our CARICOM brothers and sisters, what has happened in Jamaica, I think we will see all of the CARICOM brothers and sisters rising to the occasion to lend the support that is required.
Asked about speculations that Trinidad and Tobago may be altering its foreign policy in ways that could affect its relationship with CARICOM, Dr. Atz declined to comment.
Still to come in the 7 p.m. news, TNT still seeks envoy to Venezuela despite fallout with that country.
Government says alcohol and cigarette tax hike will fund fight against non-communicable diseases.
Coming up in sport, Trinity College Mocha continues to put together quite the winning streak.
At Bagwansings, Port of Spain and Chaguanas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, BRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansings, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansings, Port of Spain and Chaguanas, building value every day.
Welcome back. Government says the revenue generated from the increase in prices on cigarettes and alcohol will go towards this country's health sector. A motion was moved in the Senate today to confirm the excise duties on tobacco products. The government announced doubling of the duties on cigarettes and alcohol beverages as part of the 2026 budget. In the upper house, Planning Minister Kennedy Swaratsingh says this wasn't to punish the population, but to foster a healthier society while generating revenue. The government anticipates making almost $1 billion from this move, which Swaratsingh says will go towards fighting non-communicable diseases. In winding up his contribution, Senator Swaratsingh says e-cigarettes will be targeted next.
We are also looking at vapes as well because the public, especially the younger generations, are moving away from tobacco to vapes. Vapes are also very harmful, and studies are still being done to determine the extent of damage this causes compared to cigarettes.
But opposition Senator Vishnu Danpal believes the revenue from these increased taxes will be used to prop up the budget, not fund health or social programs. He contends that history has shown tax hikes on alcohol do not deliver the financial returns governments anticipate, and warns the measure will disproportionately impact lower-income households.
In times of economic difficulty, these taxes can add to the financial strain on households without necessarily reducing consumption among those with addictions, potentially pushing people towards cheaper, more harmful alternatives. I hope it's just a rumor, Madam Vice President, that people are already starting to turn to Babash.
How about beer?
The motion to adjust the cigarette and alcohol excise duties was passed with 16 senators voting in favor, 7 against, and 7 abstentions.
Described as the most devastating hurricane to ever hit Jamaica, Melissa has left a trail of destruction.
While the full extent is still being assessed, local industry leaders say there will be negative impact on operations there.
Keisha Kaulesa Alonso has the details in tonight's Business Watch.
Trinidad and Tobago companies with operations in Jamaica are assessing potential disruptions following the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa, which made landfall yesterday as a powerful Category 5. Chief Executive Officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, Mahindra Ramesh Ramdeen, told Business Watch on Wednesday that there will be negative impact for some local companies with operations in Jamaica.
What we are told is that in some form or fashion, there will be negative impact based on the hurricane. The hurricane was Category 5. It's the most devastating hurricane that would have ever hit Jamaica. And there will be devastation. The extent is what they're trying to figure out right now. And as we speak, that is taking place. People are going through the process, doing some assessment.
Despite this, he maintained that Jamaica remains Trinidad and Tobago's #1 trading partner in the region, making it a critical market for local manufacturers. Key sectors include food and beverage, chemicals, construction materials, packaging, textiles, logistics, and services. TNT companies with operations in Jamaica include Bermuda's Group and Ansa McCall, while major exporters to Jamaica are Angostura and Creamery Novelties. Ramdeen adds that by either tomorrow or Friday, companies should have a better understanding of the impact of the hurricane on their operations. Meanwhile, the Mars Group, which is one of the region's largest conglomerates, says its top priority is the safety and well-being of its employees and their families.
I'm happy to say we're quite proactive, and we would have met in the lead up to the hurricane, and we even met earlier today to assess and address risk putting solutions in place to support the recovery.
Lagore also acknowledged that the company has reached out to its points of contact in Jamaica at the various portfolios, and a full assessment of the damage is currently underway. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
Almost 2 months after officers were placed in schools, police are actively investigating an incident in which 2 students were seen in a video physically assaulting another at the Superior Secondary School.
The fight comes even as Deputy Police Commissioner Junior Benjamin reports a noticeable reduction in overall offences coming out of the nation's schools.
However, he says some incidents are now spilling onto the streets, a trend he says the TTPS is monitoring. Benjamin tells CNC3 News beyond curbing violence, police have also observed positive behavioral changes among students.
We are also recognizing that as we continue to communicate with the principals and with students, you recognize that there is a greater breakthrough as relates to community partnership and creating that bond so that people do not see the police just as a big bad wolf, but more so as a big brother in some cases.
The Deputy Commissioner says there's no fixed timeline for the program and adds that at this time, the intention isn't to increase the number of schools involved.
At the start of the new school year, the government deployed 95 Special Reserve Police officers to high-risk schools across the country, 50 secondary and 10 primary schools.
We are going to be liaising with the Ministry of Education to constantly, again, analyze the schools that we are in and see if there's a need for us to continue in those schools, those that we could probably move off from, and probably there might be other schools that might be trouble schools that they might need us to be in.
Contacted for comment, President of the National Parent Teachers Association, Walter Stewart, said it's too early to make a definitive pronouncement, but noticed a decline in videos of school violence being shared on social media.
Well, former TNT Police Commissioner Dwayne Gibbs died last week during the 2025 World Triathlon Championship Finals in Australia. The 70-year-old, the first foreigner appointed as top cop, suffered a medical emergency and did not recover. Registered in the 70 to 74 age group, Gibbs did not finish the race. His passing was shared with senior TNT police officers via email from former Deputy Commissioner Jack Iwatsky on October 26. Iwatsky expressed shock, citing Gibbs's commitment to fitness and healthy living. Gibbs served as commissioner from 2010 to 2012, resigning just 2 years into his 3-year term. His tenure faced challenges, including corruption allegations and concerns over government contracts fueling gang-related extortion.
Let's tell you what's still to come in the news. As fears of war ripple through the region, one psychologist says perception, not reality, may be driving the emotional toll.
We had mostly sunny conditions today, a light breeze at times with just 1 or 2 isolated showers over both islands. We've been having relatively dry conditions this week, but we can look forward to some showers and the isolated thunderstorm later this week. I'll have the details coming up just after the break.
Remember these safety tips when using your LPG gas tank.
It is important that you ensure that your hose is in good working condition. If your hose has a kink or a crack, replace immediately. It is recommended that you replace your hose every 5 years and it should be of the correct type. It is also important that you connect your hose using the appropriate hose clips and not tape or cutlass wire, because you want to make sure that it's properly fastened so that no gas could escape from your system. Always remember, you use the appropriate or suitable or approved regulator. It should be in good working condition. It must meet the European standard, EN 16129 or EN 12864 standard for household use. You never use the regulator that has the adjustable gas flow valves for domestic use. Never shortcut to your safety. Always be safe with NP gas.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I'm paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You heard my good, eh? Hey, the call not sticking. So why are you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I getting Wi-Fi quite out here.
Yeah, boy, that's Amplia. But what are you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I'm coming there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's Amplia.
My mom has been shopping here for the last 15 years. So coming here with her, now I have my own family.
The variety of items, cleanliness of the place, the spaciousness.
My favorite section is household.
My husband loves the hardware section and the auto section. My favorite would be stationery.
Price Club is the low price leading supermarket in TNT.
They are the best. I would recommend Price Club to anybody.
Stress when your getaway car gets away? Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
This mask is itchy. Does anyone have any lotion?
We can't protect you from scary clowns, but we can protect you from motor theft and damage. CG United. Good like that.
Ho, 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 ho. Start the season sweet with Jimmy Abood's annual Christmas and October sale. Get up to 60% off on curtains, sheet sets, floor mats, upholstery fabric, and more. Shop now at the last big sale of the year.
Don't forget, we are Food Basket Superstore right here in Arima. Come see for yourself. From stationeries to household items and so much more. Right here at Food Basket Superstore in Arima.
I really love the variety. There's something for everyone here.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
New Charles chocolate with 0 sugar added. Charles guilt-free chocolate goodness.
Okay, I see you. Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off. Let me see you kick right, now kick left, now step forward, now step back. Lucozade, bring the energy.
Welcome back, Jean-Marc. And after all that devastation in Jamaica yesterday, where is Melissa heading now, and is she strengthening or becoming weaker?
Well, after passing Jamaica, Melissa has gradually weakened, now as a Category 2. It just passed Cuba, the southern tip of Cuba, and then now it's over the central Bahamas. So let's take a closer look. Yesterday, Melissa ravaged Jamaica. This morning, southern Cuba, and now tonight, it's over the central Bahamas. A hurricane warning is in effect for their central and southern islands, as well as Bermuda, because it's expected to speed off to the northeast afterwards. Mandatory evacuations were in place for many of the smaller Bahamas islands in its path as well. Now, after we saw that nice, symmetrical-looking, well-defined eye associated with monstrous Melissa, it has now weakened to a Category 2, looking a bit messy, but still packing winds of 160 kilometers per hour, which can be very, very devastating. Now onto our satellite. Those two tropical waves are still moving along. They are expected to bring some moisture over the area from tomorrow and peaking on Saturday. Behind those waves, we have a mild ITCZ, which may just slip south of us when it gets here, but we'll be keeping an eye on that over the next few days. So the forecast for tonight, mostly fair conditions with isolated showers favoring eastern areas of Trinidad. Overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 26 in Tobago. Tomorrow, we may see a few more showers throughout the day and even the chance of the isolated heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring the afternoon. One or two of those showers may linger overnight as well. Sea conditions, we currently have a yellow level hazardous seas alert in effect, which is expected to end at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Now, the Met Office has advised of larger than normal breaking waves along the northern coastlines of both Trinidad and Tobago, so marine interests in those areas are advised to exercise caution. Otherwise, seas are up to 2 meters in open waters, and this may actually increase over the weekend as we're expecting some stronger winds. Less than 1 meter in sheltered areas, and winds are expected out of the east at 10 to 15 knots. Now looking ahead, a gradual increase in the chance of rainfall leading up to Saturday, which should be the wettest day for the period. Then mixed conditions on Sunday and Monday. After that rainfall on Saturday, we may also see some Saharan dust move over us, but not more than about a moderate concentration for us over the next few days into Sunday and Monday. I know that's not particularly good news after having a long break from Saharan dust.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can feel it coming. I can.
Really?
All right, thank you so much, Jean-Marc. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Flooring is serious business. Why take a chance? It's not a small spend, so why waste time? No doubt, CW Interiors has the widest selection of flooring. Not one or even two, but 7 different collections. Superior quality at the most competitive prices. Excellent warranties. Don't be fooled. Buy with confidence from CW Interiors, making quality affordable for over 45 years.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around, high quality meat pound for pound. Get the best for less, start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and special. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Get your home ready for Christmas with La Vega's Big Plant Sale. From October 24th to November 2nd, enjoy 20% off all plants, pots, soil, fertilizers, fruit trees, palms, herbs, indoor plants, flowering plants, fragrant plants, ground cover, and more. While you shop, the family can enjoy the nature park, ATVs, and pools. Visit La Vega, San Fernando, or Grand Couva, both branches blooming with savings. Call for details. La Vega's Plant Sale. This one sale you don't want to miss.
Looking for big savings and a better shopping experience? Come on down to Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, in the J Chai Trading Compound. 10% off meats every Wednesday, 30% off fresh produce every Sunday and Monday. Plus, buy one, get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort, wide aisles, cool and clean store, and spacious parking. Food Shoppers Supermarket, big on savings, big on comfort.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered. Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That's big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. Arima, Chaguana, Shafle, Gulfview. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket. Bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket.
Marketplace Champlain, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Ho, 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 ho. Start the season sweet with Jimmy Abood's annual Christmas in October sale. Get up to 60% off on curtains, sheet sets, floor mats, upholstery fabric, and more. Shop now at the last big sale of the year.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
Thousands marched in Venezuela's Miranda state yesterday, denouncing this country's Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
Protesters held placards accusing her of threatening regional peace. Caracas Mayor Carmen Melendez, also a senior Socialist Party official, claimed Persad-Bissessar aligned with Washington to harm civilians. Venezuela's parliament declared Persad-Bissessar persona non grata and suspended all energy ties with TNT. Lawmakers accused her of betraying her country by supporting U.S. military interests. Several party leaders praised President Nicolas Maduro's decision and the armed forces for defending sovereignty.
Meanwhile, TNT has reached out to Venezuela after the National Assembly declared Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar persona non grata.
As the diplomatic rift widens, some of her colleagues are rallying behind her, others are keeping their distance, while some analysts remain divided on what the declaration really means. Therese Polo explains.
Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers spoke with Venezuela's ambassador after Tuesday's vote. While he described the conversation as cordial, he said he expressed deep concern and grave disappointment with the Assembly's position on the resolution. But his colleagues within the government are far less restrained.
Venezuela can do what they want. For us, she's all grata.
Even as Venezuelans marched, calling her a criminal, David Naked defended the Prime Minister and praised her for standing firm against external pressure.
We love her because what she intends to do for this country, no other Prime Minister is prepared to do. Put her life on the line, put everything on the line, make sure that our citizens are safe from the drug cartel.
The parliamentary secretary also took aim at the opposition, accusing the People's National Movement of hypocrisy after their meeting with the Venezuelan ambassador.
And that's why I refer to the PNM leadership as rabid dogs when they're not in government. When the PNM leadership and the black bourgeoisie, African for their people, not in government, they will do anything to return to government.
But opposition Senator Faris Al-Rawi fired back, condemning Naked's sentiments.
There's nothing of worth coming out of his contributions. That is not the kind of talking head that you want in this equation at all.
Meanwhile, independent Senator Anthony Vieira urged calm amid the growing war of words.
For the moment, I'd prefer to make no comment. It's all very unfortunate, and I hope things will sort themselves out in due course.
Political analyst Derek Ramsamouch says the fallout could complicate future negotiations on energy and border issues unless both sides make a diplomatic reset.
A need for a strategic reset is needed if we are to benefit from the resources of both countries.
But political scientist Dr. Vishnu Raghunath says the declaration may be limited, arguing that it only prevents the Prime Minister from entering Venezuela, a move he calls largely symbolic. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
And as we just heard, yesterday Venezuela's National Assembly declared Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar persona non grata.
We asked people in San Fernando today how they felt about this development.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Since she was elected, she was given a certain amount of responsibility and authority. If in exercising it, it caused a problem to anything outside of Trinidad and Tobago, then she will have to explain to us why.
I find the two sides should come together and try to work out some arrangement. So, because at the end of the day, Trinidad keep ending up in this conflict where we ended up in the war, which we had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, she puts herself in that. Yeah, she put the whole nation at risk right now. Everybody had to break to themselves now.
They're doing the only thing they can do. They're trying to just blow off steam because at the end of the day, they're powerless in a certain sense. That ageist class got them used to destroy out there, and the things they have out there, they're not saying nothing about that person who have that there. They have their own interest, we have our own interest, right? If you have a look, time is a hindrance to them, they will say, all right, you come to me, right? But they ain't got the issue.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Trinidad and Tobago is still actively seeking to appoint an ambassador to Venezuela, despite Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar being declared persona non grata by their National Assembly. According to Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers, the process of selecting a new ambassador is continuing, and once approved, the chosen candidate will then be submitted to Venezuela for its own review and acceptance. Sobers says despite the move from Venezuela's parliament to condemn Persad-Bissessar, there are no safety concerns regarding Trinidad and Tobago's embassy or its personnel in Caracas. The minister stressed that Trinidad and Tobago has no reason but to believe its mission in Caracas is under threat. He also confirmed that the Venezuelan ambassador to Port of Spain, Alvaro Sanchez Cordero, will continue to be treated with full respect. Minister Sobers added that he is unbothered by the ambassador's courtesy visit to the opposition leader on Tuesday. Well, as regional tensions rise between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, one psychologist warns that many citizens are quietly grappling with anxiety and fear over the unknown.
In tonight's Wellness Wednesday, Dr. Diane Douglas paints a picture of what truly shapes our mental health in times like these.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrand. Get what you need naturally.
In times of crisis, our minds search for certainty. But psychologist Dr. Diane Douglas says the word at the heart of the current emotional strain is perceived.
And so we have to look at where Trinidad and Tobago is at this point in time. Do we all perceive the threat of war the same way? Because based on that, we will think a particular way, we would feel a particular way, and we will act a particular way.
For some, that perception brings anger, believing poor decisions have invited danger to our shores. For others, there's reassurance in alliances with global powers, or faith that divine protection will prevail. But for many, especially those unaccustomed to such uncertainty, the feeling is simple: fear of the unknown.
There needs to be clarity. There needs to be education. There needs to be direction.
Dr. Douglas knows that denial often becomes a carrying coping mechanism.
They just say, we don't understand what this is about. I will just tune it out. I mean, after all, Jason, there is carnival going on just now in Tobago.
And as questions swirl about leadership in these uneasy times, Dr. Douglas also points to a unique layer in our national psyche: gender. With both the president and the prime minister being women, she says the public's expectations of safety are often filtered through gendered lens.
What do you want from women in order to feel safe? And I have been intrigued watching all the memes and different things that have been happening. Do you want one with a fighting spirit? Do you want a grandmother? Do you want an auntie? Do you want somebody to nurture and soothe? All these things are coming into play when we start to talk about our mental health and well-being.
Ultimately, Dr. Douglas says healing begins with trust. Trust in leadership, in information, and in one another. She reminds us that in uncertain times, mental safety is as vital as physical safety. Bhavita Gopalchan, CNC3 News.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrand. Get what you need naturally.
Well, Archbishop Jason Gordon says the nation doesn't truly understand what it's dealing with as he referenced heightened tensions in the region. During this morning's Mass at the Archbishop's Chapel, the head of the Roman Catholic Church acknowledged the anxiety sweeping the country. However, he urged the Catholic faithful to be pilgrims of hope despite the challenging circumstances.
The times might be terrible. Our brothers and sisters in the north have been devastated. We are seeing the largest instrument of death that has ever been created coming into our waters. We've seen fishermen being killed, with no question. But this is the time to be who you are. You are a pilgrim of hope.
All right, let's head to sport now with Jassy to see what's coming up.
Thank you, Ryan. After the break, some good news. The West Indies taste T20 series victory as they take an unassailable lead against Bangladesh. We'll have full highlights after these.
With Alive multivitamins by Nature's Way, you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it. Discover how you can age vibrantly with Alive.
Remember these safety tips when using your LPG gas tank.
Every time we purchase a filled 20-pound cylinder, we check for two things. It must be properly sealed with a blue cap or a red cap, and the O-ring must be intact. In order to ensure that there's no leaks within this cylinder, we always conduct the soapy water test. We apply some solution onto the valve area of the cylinder. If bubbles emerge, it means that there's a leak at that suspected source. You do not use the cylinder and take it back to the retail outlet, or you can contact NP's head office for guidance. Never, ever, ever use an open flame to check for leaks. That is madness. We always conduct the soapy water test to check for leaks. Other ways to determine if there's a leak, we may hear hissing sound, or by sense of smell, where you may smell mercaptan, which is coming from the LPG. Never shortcut with your safety. Always be safe with NP gas.
Food basket. Food basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remush, I wanna shop, fair, go fuel. Food basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food basket, hypermarket, Arima, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Flooring is serious business. Why take a chance? It's not a small spend, so why waste time? No doubt, CW Interiors has the widest selection of flooring. Not one or even two, but 7 different collections. Superior quality at the most competitive prices. Excellent warranties. Don't be fooled. Buy with confidence from CW Interiors, making quality affordable for over 45 years.
If you live with diabetes, your pancreas works overtime every single day. Between our rich foods and busy lives, chronic inflammation can sneak in, stressing the pancreas.
Protecting your pancreas from inflammation is a smart way to support healthy blood sugar management.
Sugar equals chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation equals insulin resistance. Insulin resistance equals diabetes. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Don't let Forex limits take the fun out of your shopping.
At TriniRetail.com, you can buy international goods and pay immediately in TT dollars using a credit card, links, or even cash on delivery. Shop online at TriniRetail.com from the comfort of your home and choose from thousands of exclusive items you won't find in local stores, kitchen essentials, home decor, appliances, electronics, and more. Enjoy fast delivery within 48 hours or convenient pickup at our Central Collection Center located next to Extra Foods Endeavor. With our 3D secure payment gateway, every purchase on TriniRetail.com is safe. And you'll earn cashback rewards on every order. So, relax, click and save. Shop global and pay local. Visit TriniRetail.com today and shop without limits.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Tuesday night's women's international friendly football match between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago was a true test for two teams with World Cup qualifiers on the horizon. The TNT team women's program, dormant since 2023, measured against one which birthed two back-to-back World Cup appearances. Meanwhile, the Reggae Girls tested their fortitude while a violent hurricane battered their own island. Jovan Ravello reports.
A first match for this country's senior national women's footballers in 2 years would be a stern test against the region's gold standard of women's football, 2019 and 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers, Jamaica. Afforded way too much time and space in all areas of the pitch, the Reggae Girls sliced straight through TNT's core. A series of simple, unchallenged passes, and Jodie Brown put the finishing touches for the contest's opening goal, 1-0 after 11. To their credit, TNT's women responded positively to the setback. 15-year-old Nikita Gosain showed why she belongs among her elders with a gorgeous equalizer. The teams heading into the half tied at 1. Jamaica kept the TNT women chasing in the second half. Natasha Thomas to ghost in and spank in the go-ahead in the 52nd. Tiana Harris got the third from a set piece, 3-1 to the girls. In the 84th, Jamaica sealed it with a coast-to-coast raid. Valiant efforts from both keeper and her defenders couldn't stop Brown getting a brace. 4-1 the final score. After the match, co-head coach Damian Briggs said he was pleased with his team's application to their only scheduled warm-up ahead of the November tournament. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Now, the passage of Hurricane Melissa over western parts of Jamaica was an admitted distraction to the Reggae Girls, as many of them could not escape the reports and images coming out of Jamaica before last night's 8 p.m. kickoff. Today, speaking in the aftermath of the devastation in their homeland, team manager Crystal Walters painted a picture of distress, concern, and anxiety within the camp.
A few players who had a rocky start to the game last night, based on how they were feeling, seeing the clips and seeing the devastation caused. Yes, there are a few personal instances where, you have members of the delegation with the relatives being affected or impacted by Melissa. The magnitude of the impact is unknown, but we know that currently there are players, staff members, who had some blunt from this hurricane.
Walters confirmed that most of the Jamaica delegation arrived in TNT from their colleges in either the US or the UK. However, there are around 10 members of staff and at least one player who will remain in Trinidad for the next few days before being able to return to Jamaica. A Trinity Mocha College late-season surge has resulted in 4 wins on the march for the boys from Maraval. On Tuesday, they edged Arima's Dial Dynamos as the race for the SSFL Premier Division heats up. Again, here's Jovan Ravello.
Trinity College came to cause trouble in Arima as 8 met 9 in the Premiership. Defender Jediah David elegantly glided through the Arima North midfield before teeing up Jaden Samuel to bounce the Mocha boys ahead 1-0 after 18. Skipper Anton Joseph produced the magic for Trinity's second from around 30 yards. Another highlight for the Real, 2-0 after 37. Arima's Mikhail John sought to change the complexion of this one, finding Zion Metave, but the teams went into the second with the visitors ahead 2-0. With the halftime talk still ringing, Arima found a foothold, Herschel Parks cutting the deficit in the 48th. But another defensive gaffe at the other end this time allowed Joseph to stab home his double in the 63rd. Metave was again in the thick of it, teasing an infraction out of Malik Antwine, earning Arima a penalty. Darren Defoe, easy as you like, made the last 7 minutes a little more interesting. A mad scramble for an equaliser tested Mocha's mettle, but they were as determined on the defensive end as they were effective in attack. In the dregs, John was a coat of paint wide of a remarkable comeback, but it was not to be. Trinity Mocha holding on for their 4th win in a row. Elsewhere on Tuesday, Mordecai Ford's hat-trick in Westmoreland saw St. Anthony's College put a second L on Naparima College's record this season. St. Benedict's beat Malik 3-1 to go top of the standings. Fatima College heaped misery and 11 unanswered goals on the road to Carripachaima. They are now second. Presentation Sando beat St. Augustine Sec 8-0. Trinity East took a vital point off QRC at home. Signal Hill beat Scarborough Sec 4-1 in the Tobago Classico. And St. Mary's College pipped Sawa North 2-1 in Bookmalatris. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Cricket now. The West Indies beat Bangladesh in the second T20 International at Chattogram today by 14 runs to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in that 3-match series. Shea Hope and Alec Anthony set up the win for the visitors. Ian Wason watched it.
West Indies were 1 for 1 with Brandon King's early dismissal after they chose to bat first. But a wonderful second wicket stand between Alec Anthony's and Captain Shea Hope shaped the innings that they wanted. Anthony's got to his half-century, his second in this format in his 8th outing. They put on a 100-run partnership as they both faced a Bangladesh bowling attack with relative comfort. At 106, Anthony's went for a big one but was caught in the deep for 52. And the very next ball, Shafeen Rutherford's poor run continued. Hope got to his 8th T20 50, further enhancing a recent run of sublime form. He was caught at point on 55. West Indies 112 for 3. Thereafter, the visitors stuttered and lost 6 wickets for 12 runs as they were reduced to 118 for 6. Mustafiz Rahman led the hosts 7 bowlers with 3 for 21. As a late flurry from Ruston Chase and Romario Shepherd helped West Indies get on 149 for 9 from their 20 overs. In their quest to 150, Bangladesh lost Saif Hassan for 5. 4 overs in, Bangladesh 13 for 1. Litan Das and Tanzid Hassan took Bangladesh to 48 before Das was bowled for 23 by Akil Hussain, one of 3 wickets for the Trinidadian, 48 for 2. Tawid Redoy scored 12 in 14, but he was halted by Romario Shepherd, who also got 3 wickets. Bangladesh 85 for 3. Tanzid scored 61 as he carried Bangladesh's hopes to level the series. But when he was out, so were their hopes. 114 for 4 in the 18th over. Hussein ended with 3 for 22. Shepard got his 3 for 29, and Jason Holder picked up a further 2 for 20, as the visitors restricted the hosts 135 for 8 to win by 14 runs and win the series with a match to spare on Friday. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Speaking after the match, Anthony suggested that his team did not play its best match, but identified where they won the fixture.
I felt that we were a couple runs short, but nevertheless, we took it on as a group to make sure, to ensure that we got a good start with the ball. The fielding we wasn't the best in the field today, but I mean the bowlers showed their class again and picked up wickets and restricted them.
The Dominican added that his team's win did not take away from the home team's performance. Tonight's Sport High is a teenage double feature.
Nikita Gosain is still just 15, but her boots already have a glowing reputation. TNT's brightest young star of the women's game showed why with a rocket against Jamaica. Earlier Tuesday, Trinity Mocha captain Anton Joseph let fly from a little further back, and with the same result. Keeper beaten, all ends up. So, for your 2 thundering Tuesday strikes, Nikita, Anton, you both take tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
Really excellent goals there scored by the future of Trinidad and Tobago football.
Fantastic teenage talent. Thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
High blood pressure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aja Nutrition's blood pressure support is crafted with a clinical strength blend to help you take control naturally. Gentle on the body, powerful for your heart. Blood pressure support by Aja Nutrition. Naturally strong.
Welcome to the speed round of getting money right. Let's begin. Name some of the red flags associated with an investment scam.
Pressure tactics to invest.
Correct.
Promise of money if you bring friends.
Correct.
Request for personal information.
Correct. Bonus question. What is the penalty for operating a pyramid or Ponzi scheme?
$10 million and 10 years in prison.
Correct. Well done. The scores are even, so we go to our tiebreaker question. You receive money in your account from an investment company, and they tell you to transfer it to a third account. Does that sound right?
I think about it, and that's not right.
Congratulations, you tinker. Getting Money Right is brought to you by the TTSEC. Visit investigatettt.com to access free learning resources and check the TTSEC for a list of registered individuals and securities. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
Senior Counsel Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj is calling on citizens to support recently appointed Chief Justice Ronnie Budu Singh. Earlier today, Maharaj acknowledged there were varying arguments for and against the consultation done by Acting President Wade Mark when he made the appointment in the absence of President Christine Kangaloo late last week. However, he says Justice Budu Singh is qualified for the post and has the experience for the role. While he congratulated Budu Singh, Maharaj notes he will have a tough task ahead. Budu Singh was sworn in as Chief Justice last week, the day after Ivor Archie retired. Fashion designer Peter Elias and senior counsel Israel Khan will receive honorary doctoral degrees from the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Elias will receive the Honorary Doctor of Fine Arts. Senior counsel Khan will receive the Honorary Doctor of Laws, and retired teacher Jamwant Maharaj will be awarded the Honorary Doctor of Science. The title of Honorary Distinguished Fellow will be conferred on cultural advocate Gilman Figaro. UTT will also confer 7 PhD degrees in education, entrepreneurship, and commercial studies and health administration. In total, approximately 1,500 students will graduate from UTT on November 18th. It's time to recap our headlines. 6 dead in Jamaica, thousands left reeling after Hurricane Melissa, with major losses reported. TNT pledges full support.
Trade Minister expects no CARICOM fallout after Prime Minister's unreliable partner remark.
In sport, Jamaica's reggae girls prevail against Trinidad and Tobago despite heavy hearts and minds over the passage of Hurricane Melissa.
And in the weather for tomorrow, scattered showers and the chance of an isolated thunderstorm.
As we leave you, let's remind you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
There you'll find tonight's stories, the latest updates, and exclusive content. And don't forget to pick up a copy of the TNT Guardian newspaper.
We've come to the end of the 7 p.m. news on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Ryan Beachu.
I am Jassy Marie.
And I'm Jean-Marc Ramprasad. Have a good night.